Pixel Power Podcast is brought to you by Green Man Gaming, the only online gaming retailer that pays out royalties to developers whose used games get sold. Head on over to VGU.TV and click the Green Man Gaming banner ad to get 10% off your first purchase. On with the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pixel Power Podcast, a conversational gaming podcast from the folks at VGU.TV. I'm your host, Joshua Mobley, and this is episode 2. With me this week, Matt Mobley.
Hi.
Allan Muir. Allan?
God. He's gone!
I think whatever. Adnan Riaz.
Hello.
There you are!
I'm back.
Hey, he's back!
I'm back!
He's back! Yeah, this is our second episode.
I had everything muted by mistake.
Oh, okay. He's screaming at the computer. Ah! Why won't you acknowledge me?
You shall not pass!
You shall not pass! Anyway, this is the second episode of Pixel Power. Not echoey anymore. We fixed the problems. Trying out a new format this episode. We're going to cut things into different sections, and there might be different editors depending on what day of the week we recorded each section on. But let's not get into that. For now, this is our first topic of discussion that we're going to talk about. Nintendo is not abandoning the console market. This is a story that was just sent to me, actually, by you, Adnan. It comes from Gaming Revolution, and it comes hot off the heels of Nintendo last week. Nintendo's stock prices plummeting, and their financial problems with the Wii U and all that good stuff. Well, I guess not good. But Iwata says, quote, President Satoru Iwata, by the way, CEO of Nintendo, the entire corporation, for those of you that didn't know, he says, quote, "The spread of smart devices does not spell the end of game consoles. It's not that simple. It doesn't mean that we should put Mario on smartphones." I don't know what that has to do with this story, but okay. I guess a lot of analysts are urging Nintendo to just become a smartphone company.
Yeah.
See, I don't think
That's a good idea.
I guess.
I mean, last year, a journalist was annoying Iwata about if Nintendo would move some of its exclusives onto smartphone. He responded by punching him. Which is just like, yeah, I think he went a bit too far.
Very uncharacteristic of Iwata.
Yeah, I think Iwata's not the most, adored by most people at Nintendo, but, anyway.
Well, I thought you were gonna go with, I don't think he's the sanest guy.
I don't think he's very sane either.
Probably
not
not as
after
well.
punching a guy. I mean, shit.
If you don't want your console to die, why not release some games? That's like...
Wait,
genuinely, that's all you need to do.
Did he punch a guy?
I'm definitely sure he punched someone.
He did punch somebody. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah.
I'm confused now.
Right?
Wait, yeah. So he actually...
I can't picture it.
But did he actually do it? That's what I'm asking. Did he...
I think he actually punched him.
Did he physically assault someone?
I think so.
Did he punch a man?
Did he or did he not physically assault a man?
Did he or did he not assault a man?
Oh, shit. I honestly don't know that smartphones might make sense for them, since they see their biggest competitors, Apple. But I mean, to be honest, I feel like the Wii U, the people, they might be blowing the whole Wii U thing out of proportion. It's not gonna kill them if the Wii U fails. They can make another one. They got a lot of fucking money. Of course, the stock prices will plummet. You know, the board of directors might be like, get the fuck out of here, Iwata, and might fire hella people, but the company's not gonna go anywhere. You know? It's not like Sega proportions where they're like, we have warehouses of these fucking things, and nobody wants them.
It's just extremely damaging to a company.
Yeah.
It's
why
extremely
you gotta
damaging.
go to the Dreamcast?
I love the Dreamcast. I'm just saying. When the PS2 came
saying,
out, nobody
that was not
fucking
a
wanted
right
a
decision
Dreamcast.
on their part.
Yeah. Anyway, Adnan, sorry, you were saying?
I was going to say, it's just extremely damaging to the company's name.
Well, yeah.
I mean, people who bought a Wii U are not going to buy another Nintendo console. Even if it fails now, they just go and release another console. What's the incentive of buying it? That they'll potentially release new games for it.
Mm-hmm.
The entire point is that all they need to do now is release titles. I think that's a big ask as well, but they need to put out the IPs and just like title Zelda, whatever. It needs to pick up its sales.
Yeah, they need that open world Zelda game we talked about.
Oh yes, that would probably sell millions.
I would buy a Wii U the day that fucking game was announced. I'd be like, honey, get your coat on. Like, we're going to Best Buy, buying one of these fucking things.
We're going to GameStop.
There's no GameStop near me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a Best Buy down the street from my house.
They called me actually now 6 months after.
We have your PS4.
No, 6+ months after saying you can come down and pick up The Last of Us whenever you want.
Did you not buy? Did you buy it digitally or something?
I pre-ordered it. Then I tried to cancel my pre-order because I bought the game digitally. Then they're like, you have to come in store to do that. And I was like, fuck you then.
And they're like, but sir!
I was gonna move it to Beyond.
You do have to go into the store though.
Do you even have, like, how much money did you put on it though?
I don't remember.
$100. They're like, sure, we have 40 of your dollars still. What the fuck are we supposed to do with this?
Do you want to put it on something? Nah, just let it rest.
Just let it rest. They're like, but
You know what?
head explodes.
Use it to make better episodes of GameStop TV.
Hey, yeah, we're in this brick building with fucking... We're gonna tell you about these games that you should buy, even though they might be really bad in the future.
Probably.
Yeah.
But we're not biased.
Yeah.
We swear.
Anyway,
You know.
Nentendo. We should have been talking about...
You're just watching games on TV even today, and they're like, you know what you should get is some Brink.
It's only $4.99. It's in that thing right there.
It's in the bargain
Not
bin.
there. Not there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Got yourself a good game there, son.
That no one is playing. So have fun with that. Anyway, no,
good
Nintendo. How do we save Nintendo?
Get us in the boardroom.
Get us in the boardroom.
No, it's easy. You do a staff change.
A staff. So you think Iwata is the problem? Is that what you're saying?
No, like take like 50% of the staff, fire them, bring in new people, and get some new ideas going.
Why 50%? Why not fire all of them?
Because you got to keep some of the old guard going. They call it the old guard for a reason.
But how is that old guard good if they're in the cause this current predicament? Wouldn't it just be better to get 100% new staff in and fresh faces, like tackle the project, like the Tomb Raider reboot?
Not all of them are terrible.
Mm.
There's a lot of people out there having good ideas that are being turned down.
I don't know. How many times did they make new Super Mario Brothers? Like, like fucking 8? Like, why?
40 times or so. We'll see Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, I don't fucking... Like, what was the driving force behind that?
I don't know.
They're just...
people like Mario, right?
They're like, you like Mario, bro, right? You like Mario? Yeah.
You like
Well,
Mario, bro.
buy the game like 4 more times. You're like, oh.
You like Mario? And Luigi Mario?
They
like Mario,
they have
bro,
this
right?
weird...
They announce another year of something, it's just going to be even more.
Yeah, and
humiliating.
like, think about like their biggest games right now. Like
The Year of Yoda.
the Year of Yoda. They don't even have the right to that.
They go behind.
Believe it.
They go behind EA's back.
They're like, we have the money. But
No,
no,
it's
seriously.
just the year of Yoda and the Bionic Man.
No, they're just, it's just so simple. I don't understand how they can't, understand how they're in this predicament. Like, you just need to solve certain issues, and you'll pick the console back up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, any person like us from, like, this perspective just realizes what the problem with the Wii U is, and it's just that it doesn't have any games.
It doesn't.
Bring some games out.
It has the new Mario game, but that's it.
Yeah, I know, but then it also has like Super Smash Bros. Coming out, and Mario Kart, and it's just like they're not console
I don't
sellers.
even really care.
Like,
I don't even really care about Smash Brothers anymore.
Exactly.
To be honest.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, just give us something new.
Yeah, Smash Brothers. The thing is, it kind of fell. I don't know. I don't think it's that great anymore. It felt great back in the day, but now it's like there's stuff got so much better. And I'm gonna get crucified for this, but I really do think that PlayStation All Stars was a better game.
PlayStation All Stars is a better game.
It's much more fun. It's not like
Yes.
super. I mean, for competitive, and
I
it
miss
also has like a competitive scene still, which amazes me.
I got bored of that, along with like Smash Bros.
Did you
It's
play?
just not
Could
my
you be
kind of
playing it by yourself? Yeah.
Yeah.
thing. No, I was playing with friends. It was just like,
Well, you're not playing it with us, with the right friends. You're not playing it with us.
You don't have enough alcohol in your system. You're not doing
I
it
probably
right.
did, I think, when I was playing it.
First night that came out, I had a freaking party at my house, and we had
I'm
tons of
I'm
booze.
just not
It was so
appealed
much
by
fun.
those games anymore. I'd just rather see, like you said, an open world Zelda game. That'd make things even
Yeah.
more interesting than.
Yeah, and there is a reluctance on Nintendo's part to change their franchises too much. I think the reason people love the N64 days so much, the reason I like the N64 games is because they took these franchises that were like super ingrained and they fucking took them on like a 180. Like Zelda, it's always traditionally been top down, same kind of game every single time, and then all of a sudden the 360 comes out and they're like, look at Ocarina of Time, like look how fucking crazy this is. It's in 3D, it's in third person. People were like, what? They like blew their mind. And then Mario, a traditionally 2D platformer, almost every game is pretty much the same, minus like, the items and the way some of the mechanics work, but the basic premise is still the same. And then look at Mario 64, where you're going through levels and you're getting stars and doing, quests and stuff, and it's in total 3D world. It's fucking it was totally different. But they haven't done anything since then. They're like the chalkboard of the video game industry. And for those of you that don't know the chalkboard metaphor, the chalkboard was invented in like 1860, and maybe not 18. In the 1800s, it was like the first time they brought the chalkboard into the classroom, and ever since then, there hasn't been a significant breakthrough in teaching, like kids, because we still use whiteboards, which are basically chalkboards with markers. We still just write on the board, and it's not a great way to teach kids. And it's the same way. It's like, yeah, the chalkboard in the 1800s may have revolutionized the way we taught kids, but now it seems like it doesn't really work anymore, and they've been doing it for years. It's like Nintendo's doing the same shit. It's like, yeah, Zelda's great in 3D, Mario's great in 3D, but we haven't done anything significant to the franchise in any meaningful way since the N64.
Yeah.
We're just like, hey, another 3D Zelda will sell tons of copies. But they didn't think maybe there's a way to keep that formula but actually change it up so that it's a little more modern and it's actually better,
They need to go back to formula.
Back to formula. Back to formula. Oh my God.
I drop that in every podcast. Sorry.
Just so I can go 2 weeks.
2 weeks? There's Chris.
We'll lose the
God damn it.
contract by then. Yeah.
I always say it because I get Chris's response where he's like, 2 weeks? It's like,
Dude, I say that 2 week shit all the time.
yeah, you do say that as well. It's quite helpful. Right, okay, yeah. I was going to say, if it had the GameCube's game equivalent replicated on the Wii U, it'd be a console seller.
Yeah.
Like, that was the last Nintendo full-fledged console.
Yeah.
that
Actually,
they had.
speaking of GameCube, Metroid, another franchise that got changed significantly on that console, and they haven't done anything with since, like Metroid Prime. They turned it into a first-person
Metroid
shooter.
I saw was Other M, and that was a piece of shit. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
nobody liked Other M. It was weird. Apparently it wasn't good.
I heard. Well, the thing I heard about it was that it was like it really kind of tore down the awesomeness of Samus and turned it into like this whiny like I just want to be a mom or some bullshit. I don't remember. but it was set after Super Metroid, I think. So she was like, my maternal instinct is acting up ever since that baby Metroid.
Wasn't
died
that in
or whatever.
Metroid 1?
Whatever.
Or was that 2?
No, that was Super Metroid, wasn't it?
That's the beginning of Super Metroid, but she's recounting like what happened in Metroid 1.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't
Pretty
keep
sure
up with
that
those.
that's
I can't
the
keep
end of
up with
Metroid
the
1.
Metroids.
Yeah, there's like a chronological timeline for all those games, but I mean,
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, like we're ignoring Other M for a minute.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Metroid, when it came to the GameCube, people fucking whined and complained. They're like, a first-person shooter, like, this is stupid. And then when you played it, you're like, wow, this is pretty fucking great, you know?
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty goddamn cool to actually see through, like, her eyes. And they actually got to do some really creative things with the Metroid formula in a 3D space. And ever since then, we've never gotten any significant change to the Metroid formula, you know? But I think, to be honest, they should just make a traditional Metroid game, but it should be like 2D, 3D, like in that kind of art style. Make it like a traditional ass Metroid game. Sell it for like $20 on the eStore. You'd make quite a bit of goddamn money. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't.
The thing is, asking that now is too much from Nintendo.
I know. Reggie's like, look at my Metroid pin, but I'm not going to announce shit here at VGX.
You can just have another Zelda game fused with Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Enjoy, guys.
Yeah. That's not what we want in the Zelda franchise. Make the open world Zelda that we all want with the exploration and the next gen graphics that we probably can't really have. But I think, if anything, Nintendo might be better off just
opening a brothel again.
Opening a brothel. Yeah, sex will always sell till the end of time.
What were they called?
Unless we get, the implant, the orgasm implant, where we're just like, I feel like having one of these, and then you push in your like arm a little bit, and you're like, and then it's, then the brothel won't work. But I don't know what to do about that company. Hopefully, maybe their next console will fix it, but I hear they're doing things pretty well on the 3DS. The
3DS is fine. It finally picked up where it after the first year, which is good for it.
3DS is pretty cool.
I still hate that machine. But yeah, it's picking up. It'll have good titles on it. It's got a lot of titles on it. That's fine. Nintendo's got that market solidly like under their foot. It's the console I'm going to look at. Me.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the end of our segment.
Yep.
Yeah. I always just cut it off.
You should see the news I sent you.
The AC thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't really, that doesn't say shit, because if you look at the picture, too, it's from one of the unlockables that I got, and it's fucking Egypt. So it's like, why are you talking about Japan when the fucking Egypt picture's up? Like,
I just don't care. I just want an Assassin's Creed title that's in Egypt, Japan,
I won't want to.
Victoria, London. I'll be sold.
Strength and raw power can assure total dominance.
But of course, you could forget all that. And just have fun! Hearthstone, Heroes of War.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pixel Power. I'm here with Mike Powers, and we're excited because Hearthstone has just entered open beta. Woo! Actually, you and I have had closed beta access for a while.
Yeah, I've had it for about a month now.
Yeah, I think I've had it a couple months. I got a key, during the second wave. Around when they sent out the second wave of keys. And, I've played it off and on since then. Really awesome little card game. Listeners, for those of you that don't know what Hearthstone is. It's the free-to-play online Warcraft trading card game that Blizzard is developing right now. It is actually really awesome, and it's free. So if you go on your Battle.net account now that it's an open beta, all you have to do is click on the little Hearthstone thing on your games list, and there you go. You get to download, you get to play Hearthstone now. And so yeah, you've been playing it the last month religiously, as I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off with about 5 hours a day in the first week, and then slowly life started kicking back in, and it's been about 2 hours a day.
Oh man, yeah. I wish I could play 2 hours a day. I'm really terrible at it though, so I never really feel great about my games. I was pretty good when the beta started because nobody had like really awesome cards yet. And then, that all kind of died after everyone like bought $50 worth of packs and shit.
Yeah,
so
$50, it gets you roughly 3/4 of the entire deck or entire cards that are out.
Yeah. It's I've spent like maybe $15 so far. Listeners, also you should know that you don't have to spend money to get cards. You can play the game doing quests and you get gold, which you can spend on booster packs. But you can also just buy booster packs if you want, because it is a free-to-play game. And since I'm such a big Blizzard fan, I want to support them. So I bought when the game first launched the closed beta, I bought about $7 worth of packs. Or no, it's $10. Is $10? It's like 7 packs, right? I think so.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think I bought like 7 booster packs and played pretty. I played a lot around when the beta first came out, and then lately I kind of just play every so often when I'm like, I feel like playing a game, but I don't feel like thinking too much or like being too active, Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really good. It's kind of like simplified Magic the Gathering. If I had to give it like a name, it's a lot easier than Magic the Gathering. Like just explaining all of the all the systems and how they work and how mana works, especially how mana works. Jesus.
It's so much easier.
Yeah, people like every time I've ever tried to teach somebody how to use the mana in Magic the Gathering, they just don't get it. They look at me with this like glassy-eyed look like, "What?"
I have cards in my hand, but
yeah, why can't I? Yeah, why can't I just play them? It's like when you first play Yu-Gi-Oh.
You think it's just like what was on the TV show, and then all of a sudden there are rules. You can't just put down cards anytime you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the whole sacrifice thing. I didn't know about that, and then I started playing back when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like the actual, game.
Yeah.
We had no idea about that. We had no clue. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I'd say it's a lot simpler to get into. You have no reason not to try it now. It's completely free, so It's like might as well get on that. There was some other news you had sent me originally that I guess Blizzard is suing a Chinese company for what was the game called? It was like the Legend of
Crouching Dragon.
Yeah, Legend of Crouching Dragon, and it's like a complete ripoff of Hearthstone. The cards look exactly the same. I mean, they're not like the art is different, but like just where all the mana and stuff is, and
even on some of the cards, the art's the same.
Really? They just took the art?
Yeah.
Oh, China. Yeah. I don't blame them for going after them incredibly hard like they have been. Because, I mean, Hearthstone's going to be really big in China, and if there's, like, somebody ripping you off and competing in that space, like, Blizzard's going to lose a lot of money. So I totally support their efforts in suing people.
Yeah, and the developer is Unico, but the thing that they released is an iOS and Android title, which is something that Blizzard is looking to put out for Hearthstone. It's supposed to be sometime after they release the actual official Hearthstone version.
Right.
So I also completely understand why they're trying to get rid of this copy. I think they're suing for roughly $1.5 million. So
yeah, it's funny they're suing for so little, but I imagine this company isn't very big. Like they had to have some kind of perspective.
yeah.
Maybe that's how much they've made on the game so far. You don't know. Like that might be it. It's like, well, all the money you made, it's ours now, basically.
Well, they also took a while to actually release this stuff because the CEO made mention of, quote, another game infringing on our intellectual Hearthstone property. And that was back in November. So I'm not sure if they've been filing the lawsuit or it just took this long to actually do something against
They're
it.
just probably collecting evidence. And that's what I would say. They're probably just collecting evidence, getting ready, and getting all the lawyers in place. Because suing someone in a different country is hard. Like, it's harder, So I imagine that they would have had to go through a lot of other channels, like a lot of other legal channels to get this done.
Yeah. And I mean, the timing is really significant too because it was the day right before Hearthstone went open beta.
Exactly. I guess it's to send a message. I have no idea, but either way, I mean, it's Hearthstone's a great game, and it sucks that people want to rip it off, I guess. But Blizzard's doing what they can to stop it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, listeners in the U.S. and in the U.K., you can just go download the game now. It's free open beta. It's weird that it's just open beta now. It's still not like just the full release. I don't know when they're gonna actually just say, hey, full release. And if there's gonna be more features. Do we know actually if they're gonna release more features after the beta?
I know that they will be releasing expansions. So additional
Right.
cards are going to be brought in, and a different game type.
A different game type.
Yeah, they don't want, because it's a free-to-play game, Blizzard doesn't want to make it so that you have to only pay in order to get all the new cards that will be coming out. So the new game type that they're going to be putting out is going to be essentially an adventure style. It's a one-person game type where you play against certain bosses. I think it's going to be 5 or so different bosses per adventure. And by beating these bosses, you're going to be given packs of cards or single cards. I'm not sure. They haven't gone too far into detail about it.
Right.
But this way, you only have to play in order to get the new cards.
That's cool. So it's and also it gives people like an offline option. 'Cause not a lot of people like competitive stuff. Although there is kind of a non-player versus player mode. You can just play against the computer. But yeah, I mean it's that sounds really cool. It reminds me of the way the Magic 2013 and 2014 did their game. Yeah, they have their own kind of adventure mode with bosses and stuff, and each character has their own unique deck type. Like one will have a pirate deck, and another will have another specific deck. It'd be cool if they had kind of there's a Magic the Gathering mode where one player is super powerful and pulls these incredibly insane cards that just do tons of damage, but he has to fight against 3 other players with normal decks.
Yeah.
So it's like a 3-on-1 kind of scenario. I think that would be a cool mode too. If the computer had maybe just insane cards that did insane amounts of damage and wiped the board and all that, but 3 players got to square off against it. like, and try to win. That'd be a cool, like, PvE alternative for people that don't want to get competitive in Hearthstone, because people are super competitive in Hearthstone.
Oh, man.
Like,
Tell me about
the
it.
meta changes, like, every hour. It's like, man, I can't keep up with that.
There was a little bit of research done during, I guess it was BlizzCon last year, where they took each day to figure out which was the most overpowered hero to use. They came out with one day it was assassin, the next day it was mage, and just every day it kept switching because people kept figuring out new and different combos that they could use with different sets of cards. And now, because some of these combinations are being so overpowered, they're putting out patches, which in some cases people are applauding, in other cases they're reducing the amount of power each card can bring.
Yeah, well, some people are complaining, saying that they shouldn't nerf any card because, like, players should be able to find a way. Like, the way that they want the game to work is players find a way to counter it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, that fucking Blood Imp was too powerful. I'm sorry, like, that shit was, oh my god, fucking Blood Imps are so annoying. They finally nerfed them a little, like, they did something to them that made them, like, you know, a little easier to deal with, but fuck, like, it's like permanent, just like, health, like, there's so much health, like, aggro Warlock is so annoying to fight against.
Yeah.
That deck is so annoying. And, listeners, just to tell you how horrible I am at Hearthstone, like, I got beat by a Murloc Warlock deck, and I felt like a horrible person. I was like, I can't believe someone with this crappy deck type just beat me. Yeah, the problem is I don't have good legendaries. I have, like, Aladraxa, and then, like, the Dwarf, like, Engineer. Like, that's all I have. And they're both not that great.
You get him for free whenever you purchase a deck pack.
Oh, the Dwarf?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I have Aladraxa then. And that card's not that great, to be honest. I mean, when I first got it, I thought it was pretty cool, and then I tried playing with it, and I'm like, Like, the situation where this would be helpful is, like, so tiny. You know, that situation would just, like, almost never crop up in a game. So, it's almost not worth it to take up the space, you know? Like, I don't know.
It's okay. My single legendary is Gruul. It's just a 7/7 where every turn he gets +1/+1. It's not that great.
You just need Questing Adventurer in your deck, like just 3 of those fucking things. Then you just play a bunch of zeros and you're in the ballpark. But yes, listeners, if you want to go download Hearthstone, it is completely open beta right now. Just go to your Battle.net account. If you don't have a Battle.net account, of course, you can just go sign up for one. It's completely free. Sign up for a Battle.net account, and then go to your account games list and download the Hearthstone Open Beta. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pixel Power Podcast. I'm here with Allan Muir, Mike Powers, and Adnan Riaz, and we're going to be talking about the Shadow of Mordor pre-alpha gameplay footage that just came out
that's pre-alpha?
yesterday. Yeah, that's pre-alpha. Isn't that pretty cool? Like, that trailer kind of blew me away. I was kind of hyped for Shadow of Mordor. Is it Shadows or Shadow of Mordor?
Shadow.
Okay. I thought it sounded cool. I was like, yeah, you know, a dark, non-canon Lord of the Rings game sounds pretty cool, but that footage blew me away. Like, it made me a believer. A lot of people are comparing it to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that was my instant thought. I mean, even the mini map looks like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I just jumped 2 minutes into the trailer, and he's just sitting on top of one of those beams. Like,
oh yeah.
Assassin's Creed, and I was like, I wonder where I've seen this before.
I mean,
that looks familiar.
Yeah, one of the old devs for the first and second Assassin's Creed said that it looked like they were using code, but I've watched the trailer like 2 more times, and I think that I don't think he's right, because like it has a bunch of other things going for it that Assassin's Creed doesn't have.
It looks similar.
It's
not like
similar.
It's not doing a Shia LaBeouf where he's like robbing.
No. Yeah, well, he said he wasn't mad about it. He said it's great, but he was like, I looked at Assassin's Creed 2 for like 3 years. I know what it looks like. But
if the formula's right on something and it looks like, there's no point in fixing something if it isn't broken. If it's like something that everyone enjoys, like, it'll be good in this title. So like, obviously my like when I said it to you, I was like, just having more of a laugh with it, but it does look really interesting though.
Yeah,
it's nice game.
And while the similarities are there, I mean, this is just the trailer. I'm sure that they're gonna expound on this immensely.
Oh yeah, I mean, like the Nemesis system already looks incredible. They've just like shown that off now.
Yeah, I think the Nemesis system, to be honest, is like the big selling point for the game, because it just like it adds so much replayability. It just looks super awesome. I showed the footage to my girlfriend, and she was like, if Telltale ever made an open world game, this is probably what it would be like. Because it just has that whole, like, they remember, that whole thing.
The memory system.
Yeah.
It's extremely ambitious for what it's doing now. Like, like really, like, whatever you do changes something, and like, it's going to be more length, like, because we had titles like introduce it in this generation, it was like cool, but now this one's sort of like, really testing it.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll remember everything you do.
Really refining
an enemy.
Yeah, and if you see, like, there's so many other characters, like other boss characters, it's like, man, are they all gonna have their own, story stuff? Like,
I'm really interested in seeing exactly how intricate they're willing to go with all this, because the number of different interactions can rise to like thousands depending on how many different characters you can interact with.
It's and apparently all of the different bosses have like different relationships to each other and stuff, which I think is pretty interesting. And then like they'll also like change ranks. So one of the things they talked about was like, as you play, like the first guy you go after, the slaver, wasn't a slaver before. He was just like a smaller kind of, lower ranking guy, and then
he was a pencil pusher.
Yeah, basically. But since you've tried to kill him, he's become like this slaver and moved up through the ranks, and now he has like this posse of other, people. But man, the freaking animation though looks so great. Also, it's hard to believe that that's like not even alpha footage, but it looks so good.
I'm also happy how you said it's not like the films, like it's not nowhere near the films. I mean, like Sauron's eye is different as well, which is good. I mean, the ones in the Lord of the Rings films look similar to something else when people make the jokes. But yeah, it looks really good. Everything about it. Yeah. The revelation is upon him. But yeah,
so Shadow of Mordor is not canon. Like, I guess it takes place between The Hobbit and Fellowship, but from what I understand, the way WB Games is doing it now is that if it has Lord of the...
No, it's not WB. It's not WB Games.
It is. They're publishing it. Monolith's making it, but
it's Monolith.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, any game that has the title Lord of the Rings in it is canon. Like, it goes with the movie, like it's a movie tie-in game or some shit like that. If it has Middle Earth in the title, like, Guardians of Middle Earth and stuff, like, it's not taken literally as canon. So,
I think they're going to put in some Easter eggs from the MOBA they did.
I don't know. It was a cool I think Guardians of Middle Earth was a cool concept. I played it for a bit, but like, as someone who plays a lot of MOBAs, like, it was kind of a proof of concept. It was like you said we couldn't do it, so we did it. The people were like, MOBA would never work on consoles, and it's like, well, we made it work, and it was pretty fun. It's just not as crazy as other MOBAs.
I just want to see at least one or two max references to Gotham City Imposters.
Gotham City. No, thank you. I'll be good if they don't talk about that.
Just saying, because they did make that game too.
Yeah. So the way I've been describing Shadow of Mordor, its full title is Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, but whatever. The way I've been describing it to people is it's Assassin's Creed meets Batman Arkham Asylum meets Dishonored meets like The Witcher. Like
it's just meaning a lot of things.
it's like a melding of a lot of really cool ideas. I like that the
I'm just thinking about it and I'm like, wow, you really are right about the part about like mixed in with The Witcher.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
It's this like dark fantasy thing. Yeah, I mean it looks really cool. Listeners, if you haven't seen the footage yet, I totally urge you to go watch it because it's pretty impressive. It's pretty beautiful too. Like it looks super next gen. The animations look amazing, the facial animations. I'm wondering if there are other ways to like scar each boss. Like it'd be kind of, because the one boss that you have eventually go after, you burned him at some point, so he has this huge burn mark on his face. Like, is that the only way you can scar him? Is it like, or is like, can I slash his face or something?
You build an army of orc Two Faces.
Yeah. And and I think my Dishonored kind of idea comes from the fact that when they show you storming into the keep to assassinate the guy, they're like, you can take all these different routes, and if you want to go in just killing and maiming everything in sight, then you can do that, or you can like make distractions and sneak in and do all this other stuff, and that's really cool because I love any game that lets me do stealth. I get really excited because I love me some stealth.
I do not love me some stealth. I'm terrible.
So you'll just go in swords blazing.
Yeah, swords are blazing.
Yeah. But and I like that the combat system it looks like Arkham combat. Like if you watch above the enemies' heads, like a little symbol shows up when you have to counter them and stuff, and it looked like it had that same kind of flow, which wouldn't surprise me because it's a WB game, so like they would have that code still,
It reminded me of the Assassin's Creed 4 reversal system. Or counter system, I mean.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I agree. Like, the counter system in AC4 is like, you just kind of wait around. Like, in this, you're actually fighting, like, trying to rack up a combo, because you're also earning experience points, which leads me to believe there's going to be skill trees and all that good stuff in the game. And it looked like you're trying to get higher combos to get higher experience points. So he was, like, constantly fighting. He wasn't, like, waiting around for someone to attack him and then counter. Which makes me think it's
so
like...
it has the Sleepy Dogs element.
Yeah, and the Batman one where, like, you fight and then it, like, when the guy's little lightning bolts come up above the head, you fucking press, Y or triangle and you counter them. That kind of thing. It looks like that to me. I don't know for sure. I mean, obviously none of us have played it yet, so I don't know. But if my professional opinion is that it looks more like the Arkham City, Arkham Asylum combat system than it does Assassin's Creed. But just walking around and all that totally looks Assassin's Creed like when you're sneaking and platforming and crawling up walls and stuff. Totally reminds me of that. But yeah, I'm excited. Still no release date. I think it's supposed to be on Xbox One and PS4. I would assume a PC one maybe. Yeah, I don't know. How are you guys feeling about it? You guys excited?
Yeah, ambitious. Let's hope it doesn't fall.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
It's because it's so big. When you have it's like Watch Dogs, when you throw so many like new ideas together and it looks really appealing, you're gonna have so much skepticism about it from people. I try and remain optimistic about certain titles. feel like it's like sort of thing that they can really break through
Mm-hmm.
with what we need. And it does look interesting. It's good that it's not comparing itself to the film or it's doing any sort of comparison. It's breaking itself into its own plot. It sort of doesn't even have to look like Lord of the Rings. Like, it has all the elements of it.
Yeah.
But sort of it's just its own title. It could just be something else if it wanted. If it took out the orcs and, well, if it changed the orcs and Sauron plot and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it totally could. But I think it has kind of a boost, just probably sales-wise, because it's a Lord of the Rings title.
I was about to say, the hand on the cheek moment, when you're doing the imprint.
When you're possessing him?
Yeah, that just... The look on the way your dude looks, the wreath.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looks cool. I like that you get, magic and powers, and I bet there's gonna be some trophy for, like, never upgrade your magic, like Dishonored or something. But,
go through the whole game and don't do anything.
Yeah. I hope, that we'll actually get to travel around and explore and find cool stuff. Like,
it's open world, isn't it?
Yes, it's an open world game.
He said though, where he's like, we'll fast forward this part, because that leads up to the assassination. So it sort of meant that you could go and do something else.
Yeah.
Before doing that actual.
I just mean, like, I hope it's not like a Darksiders 2 scenario where there's a giant open world, but it's super empty.
That is why I stopped playing that game halfway through.
You question when, like, a game goes that length, it's so empty, like, why could you not afford anything?
Like Ocarina of Time, super open, super empty. I love Ocarina of Time. Don't send me hate mail, for the love of God. Like, I love Ocarina of Time. It's just, if you think about it, there's really nothing between all the places you have to go.
Nope.
No, there are enemies from time to time.
From time to time.
There are those things that do the circles in the sky.
Yeah, alright.
As we said, if you had an open world Zelda game on that other podcast, like, you could really do anything. But
yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday, in the filming of Up at Noon, and they were talking about Zelda, and I told him about, like, how they should make an open world Zelda. He's like, yeah, but that doesn't, like, go with the formula. I'm like, fuck the formula, alright? Like, back to formula. I'm like, the formula is, the formula can evolve. That's part of the reason they're failing.
But it could take 2 weeks. 2 weeks?
2 weeks? We'll have lost the contract by then. But, yeah. Listeners, if you haven't watched the footage for Shadow of Mordor, I totally urge you to go. You can get it on YouTube. It's on all the big gaming sites. Go watch it. It's 8 minutes. Pre-alpha footage. It'll blow you away. Welcome back to Pixel Power, everybody. This is mail time, and we're going to read our questions for this week. Listeners, if you want to email in or tweet at us, you can tweet at PixelPowerPod on Twitter. That's PixelPowerPod. And you can email us pixelpower@VGU.TV. Our first and only question this week comes from Albert, superfan Albert. He asks, how much of a boost will PlayStation Now be for the PS4, and how do you see Microsoft responding to it? We kind of touched on this a little bit last episode, but we can kind of touch it again. Well, we didn't really touch on how PlayStation Now might affect the PS4. So, for this segment, I'm joined by Matt Mobley, Adnan Riaz, and Allan Muir. I'm just wondering, what do you guys think?
Well, here's the thing about this, though. Here's the problem that I have. Is that I didn't have a chance to actually read up on PlayStation Now because I had a kid. So
yes, congratulations!
One of your last times to get to use that.
Yeah, you can't use that anymore.
Unless you have another kid, then
Then it's I hate my life.
There's shit everywhere.
Yeah. There's so much shit.
But, so, PlayStation Now is basically Gaikai. It is the game streaming service that's going to run on PS4 and PS3 and Vita. Basically, when it launches in the summer, you'll be able to stream your digital PS3 games to your Vita and to your PS4. So it'll essentially solve the backwards compatibility issue, in a sense. So I think, well, there's two ways you could phrase this question. The first way is how will PlayStation Now affect current PS4 users? I think people that use their PS4, because it's also coming to PS3, but I imagine it's coming to PS4 first. I imagine that people who use their PlayStation a lot, like, me or Alan or Matt, will get a kick out of it. It'd be really awesome to be able to play Uncharted 3 multiplayer with the DualShock 4.
Yes.
Like, that just sounds so great. Or to play The Last of Us, on the PS4.
Oh my god.
Exactly. So it sounds great. Like, it sounds super awesome. I mean, there are, if your internet's not working, you're fucked. That's one thing, but that's, that's kind of what streaming games is all about.
Right.
For people in the public that don't really, play games all that much, I think it doesn't really affect them too much. I mean, I feel like they won't use it that much. I don't know. It seems like kind of an issue. It depends on how they phrase it to people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm probably not.
I'm already in. I'm in.
I'm not going to use it because I prefer having physical copies and etc.
Shut your fucking mouth! I'm in. I'm sorry. I really was being on podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Adnan's like, anyway.
Yeah, as if I said anyway. I probably won't use it because I prefer having physical copies of my games and stuff. It's good for a new generation of people, like people who just got their PS4s, never had a PS3 or anything, so you can stream titles that you probably never played before. And probably for people like yourself, when you said that you'd like to play Uncharted on the DualShock 4. I think I said this during the Pixel Power podcast. My only issue is if, in case PlayStation goes down again, like it did for 2 or 3 weeks, then you will be a little bit annoyed. Obviously, you can still play your other games, but if you're relying on it quite a bit, it depends on how good how stable the service remain.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah, that's also another issue with, that's why Sony's kind of saying, it doesn't solve backwards compatibility. At least with, the idea is also you'll be able to stream PS4 games you buy. So, let's say Thief launches at midnight, or Infamous launches at midnight. That's probably a better example because more people care about it. Launches at midnight, and you can just stream the game immediately at midnight without downloading it. That sounds like a really cool idea, but you can also download the game, just in case.
Will it be same price as retail?
Apparently, yeah, but they're saying that there's going to be some kind of subscription tied to it, but what I think is, honestly, it's either going to it's going to be part of PlayStation Plus. So you'll have to be a PS Plus member to use it, which doesn't surprise me because it uses tons of bandwidth, to, stream an entire game. I don't mind, having to be a PS Plus member because I'll never stop being a PS Plus member.
I will never stop being a PlayStation
Plus
member. It's worth the money.
The other theory is that they might introduce another tier of PS Plus membership that's slightly more expensive, but you get PlayStation Now access. I think if it was $10 more a year, but you got to stream games, I'd pay for it. Then it would be just as expensive as Xbox Live. It'd be $60 a year. Right now it's $50, just cheaper, and you get more, which I think's just fucking insane. It's a testament.
$50. Jesus.
No, it's $60 a year.
$60. Jesus Christ.
A year. Yeah, they bumped it up $10 in the US a couple of years ago. People fucking trip balls about it. Here's a good example too. 3 months of Xbox Live is $24.99 if I'm not mistaken. But 3 months of PS Plus is $17.99.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper. But
I don't mind paying $50 a year just so I can get a slew of free games and a bunch of discounted games as well.
Yeah, that too. The sales are just insane. That 14 for 14 sale
This
was
last
crazy.
week's sale, I got like 4 games.
Yeah, I got like 5. I bought all kinds of stuff.
They were all $5.
Yeah, they were so cheap, and it was like, Tales of Xillia, $10. Yeah, why not? I wanted to play it. And then,
it's like, I'll give it a shot. I
yeah.
might not like it, but who cares?
I bought a bunch of Vita games and stuff, but that's not the point. Anyway,
I got Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper's great. But yeah, I mean, if they were like, hey, this is PlayStation Plus, you get all this great stuff, you get cloud saves, but then this is PlayStation Plus, where you get the PlayStation Now, and it's, instead of $50 a year, it's $60 or $65 a year. I honestly wouldn't mind spending the extra money.
No, that's so much.
Because
I probably would upgrade as well.
Yeah, it's just because it's something I'm going to use a lot, and it's not.
Oh yeah.
And I would not feel bad about it in any way.
I have the time of my life doing it.
Yeah.
There's so many to choose from.
Yeah.
There's so many to choose from.
Just in the summer, they're going to, it's going to be PS3, PS4 games, I would imagine, streaming to both your Vita and to your PS4. But eventually, they're going to open it up so that you'll be able to stream PS1 and PS2 classics. Then, then also,
that'll be so much fun.
Apparently, at some point in the future, they hope to have it streamed to TVs, tablets, and like smartphones and stuff. So if you have I guess a special kind of like DualShock 3 or whatever that can connect to your phone, then you'll be able to stream your PS3 games to your fucking like iPhone or your Android phone.
Hey babe, check this out.
I'm playing The Last of Us on a fucking train, on my phone. Oh, my phone died. It's gonna burn through your phone's power. So.
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
So bad.
Phone batteries are.
Minutes.
Yeah, phone batteries are not very advanced.
You just see the opening.
No, they're not.
Oh, that was fun.
You're like, my daughter's died. Oh, battery's dead.
Again, what IGN did with their spoof of it, where it's just buffering continuously.
Mm-hmm.
I think that.
Yeah, I mean.
Is gonna happen to lead to some people.
Yeah, well, not everyone has great internet, and I mean, if you don't, and if you don't have great internet,
go on.
No, I'm done.
I was gonna say I'm not really.
He's like,
gonna
no,
be,
fuck
playing...
off, Adnan. I'm done.
Throwing my gloves off.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna really play Last of Us on my phone. It might be good if it's for my Vita or something, or maybe a tablet. But phone's just a bit you already get stuff there.
Yeah.
Apps and shit.
The phone is weird, but I mean, still pretty cool, that it can be done. I think, the idea is, this is the ultimate future proof. They're trying to turn PlayStation into more of a service instead of a console, in a way.
You can play The Last of Us on the toilet.
Yeah. Think about that. That'll be the next E3 video. Some kid,
I'm just
he's playing,
crying on the toilet, just oh god, they died.
Can you imagine the next video? It's I'm just trying to come up with some weird music they throw in their videos, but it's like
Lady Gaga.
It's some kid sitting on the toilet and he's playing The Last of Us. He's like, whoa man, or not? Wait, hang on, I went too far. In the video. He's sitting on the couch. And he's playing, and then he holds his stomach for a second. He's like, oh, and then and then he puts the controller down and sits down on the toilet and pulls out his phone, and it continues right where he left off. And he's like, ugh.
just like those commercials. For the
it's the future. Ugh. Meanwhile, it's got that music in the background. All right, you two. Shit, that's hilarious.
Fucking you two.
How is this?
Yeah. Uno, dos, tres, catorce.
Playing The Last of Us. Anyway, so I think people like us, weird ass people like us, we'll probably really enjoy
The
it.
Last of Us while I'm sitting.
Yeah, we'll probably really enjoy it. We'll use it a lot.
Your kid's gonna love it.
Yeah.
She loves the shit.
The other part of this question that Albert asks is, how do you think Microsoft will respond to it if they respond in any way?
I have to.
Here, it's called Xbox Later.
Xbox Later.
That one just writes itself.
Some kid sitting playing Forza and they're just like, ugh.
And then he goes to the bathroom and it's like I can't, not right now.
It's buffering.
Later.
He's like, well,
I don't have gold.
Yeah.
You don't have gold.
I don't have gold.
A separate gold account.
He can't shit until he buys gold. Oh man.
The only service to be made side by side with doctors.
Yeah. Side by side with doctors. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't see them responding in any way.
No, they're not going to.
I mean, they kind of showed off,
gonna...
didn't they show off, like, at some press conference they showed, like, streaming Halo 4 to, like, a PC or a tablet? But
yeah.
I don't know that they're, like, actively working on that. I mean, they could be. I have no idea.
No, they're not going to really do it. I mean, like, games with gold's just, like, a bit of, like, a throwaway incentive.
Yeah.
On the Xbox Live at the minute. It's not really, like, you know, PlayStation Plus, but they're not really looking at that, though.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of...
Microsoft are looking for their own thing at the minute. Looking for a service sort of thing they're giving to people. Yeah. Like, entertainment unit.
Yeah. It's a little odd, though. A little odd. I don't know. I don't see them really doing anything. If they do something, they're not going to push it as hard. And they won't have an entire company that they purchased, like, backing it, you know? Sony bought Gaikai for, like, a whole lot of money, like millions of dollars they spent buying them up just for this service, just to do PlayStation Now. Like that's a little nuts. But
I'm excited.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
I'd use it.
You will use it.
I will use it.
I don't think you can sign up for the beta anymore, to be honest. But some of us signed up. We'll see if we get in.
Yeah.
And if we do get in, impressions will be up on VGU.TV. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the Pixel Power Podcast. Remember, we are available on YouTube, VGU.TV, and Stitcher. If you want to get your questions read on the air, please email us at pixelpower@VGU.TV. That's all one word, no spaces, no underscores, no weird stuff like that. And remember that you can also tweet at us. You can find us on Twitter. We are at PixelPowerPod. That's PixelPowerPod on Twitter. Once again, all one word, no weird underscores, because we're not weird like that. And remember to check out Green Man Gaming, the only online gaming retailer that pays out royalties to developers whose used games get sold. Once again, bye everybody, and thanks for listening.